Good day, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day, my name is Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines today, civil servants top Arua District gender-based violence perpetrator list. State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs meets Uganda National Liberation Front 1 veterans over ex gratia. And Uganda National Roads Authority officials engage Moyo district leaders on the 2-week Nairobi ferry maintenance plan. This and more in the NILE Cast News Bulletin. A very good day to you, viewer, and you're most welcome to the NILE Cast on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the day. Arua District Community Development Department and partners in the fight against gender-based violence are demanding for punitive action against civil servants who continue to violate the rights of children and women in their communities. This is after the district spotted teachers, police and the army, the key perpetrators of gender-based violence cases, from the police reports in the district. Frederick Jamadri reports.
Arua District Community Development Office has expressed discomfort over the way the civil servants in the district have notably engulfed themselves in perpetrating teenage pregnancy cases, divorce, child neglect, as well as abandonment of their families in the district. During the district's gender-based violence quarterly partners coordination meeting at the district boardroom, the district community development officer Edward Intra revealed that out of the 147 gender-based violence cases registered in Yajia County, majority of the perpetrators are identified to be teachers and security personnel, particularly the police and the army. Entra noted that these corporations, poverty among families and polygamy influence the promotion of gender-based violence in the district.
To believe that majority of these are through defilement, especially those who have not attained the age of 18. So it is a major concern to us to think about this. I have always labeled Yajia sub-county as the sub-county in Arua district, which has a high level of child abuse cases.
But Rehema Minala, a lawyer by profession with FIDA Uganda, attests that most of the civil servants who have been accused before police of gender-based violent issues tend to be violent and reject to appear when needed.
One of parents, the fathers who are in the army. This is a common thing. You find the woman is here in Arua, the father of the child is in Masindi, and these soldiers are arrogant. They will tell you they don't have money. It's like every time they don't have money. So there are so many cases of lack of maintenance, lack of provision of maintenance. As parents, they don't understand their roles, I think, better, because they feel the other parent who is having the child is the one supposed to take care of the child like wholesomely, which is not the fact here.
The in-charge Child and Family Protection Unity Office stationed at Arua Central Police Station, Christine Richiru, reveals that the violence against children continue to be on the rise and encourage different actors to engage the communities tirelessly.
When you send them the summon letter, some even end up tearing the summon letter, telling the women, you take it to your police, let them use it as a toilet paper, which is so annoying, as if that is not enough. After failing to comply to the summon letter, we call them on phone. When you call them on phone, the reply is very rude. If you want the children, you know they are my children. If she wants me to support them, let her bring the children to my home. I have not refused my children, but me and her, it is over. The offenses against children is on a rise. They are very many. They are all the result of what? Domestic violence. It has combined together, and they continue with the community. Should continue doing community sensitization. We should continue to create the awareness and inform the parents about the good parenting.
According to the United Nations International Children's Education Fund, UNICEF, most of the children in Uganda have experienced physical violence that threatens and halts their holistic and positive development, with 59% of the girls and 68% of the boys affected annually, while gender-based violence and sexual violence are also pervasive, with some 35% of the girls and 17% of the boys having experienced sexual violence during childhood, whereas the girls are especially at the risk of child marriage, teenage pregnancy, and female genital mutilation. Frederick Tamatri, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. Over hundreds of ex-combats and over 100 of ex-combats of the Uganda National Liberation Front 1 veterans of the 31st Battalion and their relatives converged at Moyo People's Hall in Moyo District to meet the State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Oleru Huda, to discuss the issues of their ex-gratia. Okumu Dominic reports.
The State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs met the Uganda National Liberation Front 1 veterans of the 31st Battalion in Moyo People's Hall in Moyo District to discuss the issues of their ex-gratia, which they have waited for over 30 years and still waiting from the government. The meeting brought over hundreds of the ex-combatants and their relatives together to listen to what the Minister of State for Veteran Affairs will have to tell them about their ex-gratia. Mr. Akutira Kopaulino, the chairman, UNRF 31st Battalion Veterans Group, called upon the members of UNRF 1 to be united, cooperative, and be together in all the fields.
And I'm calling upon all of us, we the UNRF, let us be united, cooperative, and work together in all fields. Also, we are roots of NRM in the village. Without we, there is no government.
Mr. Mawa Basir, the coordinator of UNRF 1 31st Battalion, presented their demands to the State Minister and urged the government to pay their ex-gratia and include them in poverty alleviation projects so as to improve their livelihoods.
Minister, we also seek recognition to benefit from government programs. Programs of poverty alleviation, stroke eradication, at household levels as members of UNRF 1. Honorable Minister, following the vision of our leader and the pledge he at one time made, we believe the following projects can seriously be of great importance to the force members.
Honorable Ando Richard Opeli, the Vice Local Council 5 Chairman, Moyo District, said the people have gathered for the meeting for a reason and request the issues of the veterans be addressed with a lot of concern.
My humble appeal to you, Honorable Minister, this gathering is not for purpose of gathering, but it's with the reasons. I kindly request you to listen very attentively to these veterans about their grievances. Whose grievances I may not know, but I also expect to hear from them.
Mr. Gore Goffin, the resident district commissioner Moyo, said the number of the veterans is high and urged that if the government can pay them ex gratia, it will be good, since the veterans have never been a problem to the government in terms of insecurity.
Government can be able to listen to their plight and give them ex gratia, something really a small package. It will solve this problem. Lastly, these veterans have not been a problem to us in terms of politics. Most of all of of them are in NRM. Some of them are leaders of NRM in the district. So we've never had any political problems with them.
Honorable Dr. Mori Kujois Kaduchu, the woman member of parliament, Moyo district, who also doubles as the state minister for primary education, said they are very grateful for the spirited fight, the sacrifices and the patriotism of the veterans.
We are very grateful for the spirited fight, the sacrifice, patriotic spirit. They have given their life to open door for peace and security for this country. Today we are happy, we are peaceful, we move trans-night because of the seed they have put right in this country. So I want to thank you.
Honorable Oleru Huda, the State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, who doubles as the woman member of parliament for Yumbe district, urged the local council 5 chairman not to fear issues of veterans but rather treat their issues with a lot of urgency.
The MC5 chairman here, who is fearing the issues of veterans, don't fear the issues of veterans. We are here because these people were. If they were not there, we would not be here to have this microphone today. In fact, when they reach your office, send other people outside first, handle them first, because these are special people. Now, directive. Any government livelihood program here, give the percentage for the veterans. Program that comes to improve the livelihood of the people, you veterans get organized, get your share.
However, there had been some misunderstandings among some of the veteran leaders, with others pointing accusing fingers to their counterparts on allegations that some of their leaders have secretly eaten their money given by the government without their notice. Uganda National Liberation Front 1's 31st Battalion started their resistance in 1981 and majorly fought in the hills of Metu in Moyo district, and they were among the forces who overthrew the government of Dr. Apollo Milton Obote II. The battalion had over 1,500 members, with some of the members still alive, and many have died without receiving any token from the government, even after bringing peace in the country for over 30 years now. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumo reporting from Moyo district.
And more in our stories, thousands of people have turned up to witness the reunion of the Kebo Chief Kingdom and the Chief Jalasinga Kingdom of the Democratic Republic of Congo at Alangi Sub-County Headquarters, Zombo District, in a bid to create friendship among the business communities of the two countries. Songa Okia III, the Chief of Jalasinga Kingdom on the Democratic Republic of Congo, apologized for the recent attack on Ugandan traders at the Jalasinga border in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he has urged the business communities of the two countries to abide by the laws to put in place to govern them. Alfred Jawok reports.
Thousands of people have turned up to witness the reunion of Kebo Chiefdom and their counterparts from Jalasinga in DR Congo at Alangi Sub-County Headquarters, Zombo District, during the reunion, which was held on Sunday, 20th August this year at Alangi Sub-County Headquarters. The chief of Kebo Chiefdom, Upenjuru Mengo, said the reunion is to create friendship among business communities of the two countries. During his welcome remarks, Mengo stressed the need for Ugandan businessmen to work together with their counterparts in DR Congo.
Umonzo lebu cultural health worker Alangi Health Center trio Pamal Makongo kesulo gora kira nitapa kugoba mama bali siko darde ebe washi ashalu chama Elisa de kumuweshi kumlengu chanu ngata shell mikin jodong sha kwanyu jumoku mikongo koda o mandi shalopa onda matek no anu moku mikongo magi miyo ya igima kike gitie asagane duboda kakano Molarimbe mo bayango inda Uganda runza la kola Congo ni bai ni freedom onda inola ebe washia ingete mi ponjiri awiya mwa mi Uganda moku gitie magibe so mukusha ikongu wegi so Kongo runjuli ni ndama ko laubu auta mikeye iarola nyatin nyo wiya makobe ikongu magibe somu ingete mi Uganda gibeda gonya shalu school mutie au sonzeleze primary school cha maningele awiya enkitie chaman awiya mube Kongo magi mondo gisomi school enkitie lembe moku maras mo beteni kongi upe ma to baur ke pama ala ndi subcounty ora kere ango au nani ke ingi upuki inda mobobe ogbade amaweza kone lokaweza o ebe yo akaka jo paramira langi sabo county tu akaka ni chalo mo beneno kangomu pe mira fura donka wakati Kongo kusha wapenji upi mira fura no umiwaya.
Meanwhile, Songa Okia III, Chief Jalasiga Chiefdom in DR Congo, apologized for the recent attack on Ugandan traders at the Jalasiga border in DR Congo as they were traveling with their goods to Jalasiga Trading Center. He urged the business communities from the two countries to abide by the laws put in place to govern them.
Zuma gite ku taxi magi aiki ngishido magi aiki shegibino ke kwa ngo ko sheki yote ikibili Kongo Uganda manke ifundi fu de Zuma mego wayo shon tu connaissance mange magi beshi furu kufusha kipeto dende ya kusha ngiti ba taxi tengemi Kongo unudi mako bibe worde mamuaka kibino kendo mako jo tin kama pera li do tuvo ni ai Kongo libino ken kero mpira ken esha tiko me etie walomo ginde ku français pacification l'était au mail qui doit carrière ni Uganda ni Kongo Lambe tengemi santé oriat ma pol ma tek dama mo mingi le Uganda mako ya kidogo ba kani tekene bakundem lambe santé mo tramtu ringo kamenyi mebe geni ye gireo giromo ringo mako le ya esha i problem de sécurité megi shokwa wani judela mitengemi Kongo Migide mitengemi Uganda gibe technique wako wa wabe si wabe suetengo le mokoro mo wo kidilwa le be boko dano chite le mokoro mo wo kidigi esha dongwani poko kidilembe atira
Alangi Sub-County Chairperson Fred Meuva Jackson during the meeting revealed that they have deployed security personnel to secure the lives and properties of the people living along DR Congo.
We are not doing badly because I have the police, I have the UPDF who are always taking care of the sub-county as far as security is concerned. With security, I want to appreciate our president, because that is one of his strongest manifesto. He wants to see that the people are secured, their properties, even their life are all secured. As I talk now, the security at the border is not bad because daily we have patrol at the border, and issues which are criminal enough are not taking place at the border. Sometimes when there was the other side of Congo, it's true that there are influx into our sub-county. But we tend to contain them much as there's challenges like food, accommodation. Those are some of the challenges. But our people are okay. They are hospitalized. They are always with that heart of welcoming the people from Congo. But I know with time, something needed to be done. Currently, the land the UPDF are in is not even secured by the government, so we feel they have to compensate so that these people are stationed.
Meanwhile, Alex Toloka, Chairperson Business Community Alangi Trading Centers, stressed the need for Congolese business community to utilize the available resources in Alangi Trading Center rather than traveling to Paida to buy commodities for wholesale.
Jumia Alangi ku dano mu ai Kongo izalasiga. Pienga wesu ya tugumi me mer utie pare mongo yen mongo ne wasu ya dano sieke uber kumar ikingi eni de matine wa benyutu marmwa ikindwa ko dano mi kongo wa dano mi alangi yake.
The chief of Jalasiga Chiefdom, Songa Okia III, used the same event to lay the foundation stone for Ajipat and Family Ventures Resort Beach in Alangi Trading Center, Zombo District. Alfred Jawok, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories, as Uganda National Roads Authority is planning to do a planned routine maintenance on the ferry connecting Moyo District to Adjumani and the rest of the West Nile region, which is set to start on Monday the 21st of August to 10th of September 2023. Moyo District leaders engaged the UNRA officials over the planned maintenance of the road. Okumu Dominic reports.
The district leadership in Moyo have engaged officials of Uganda National Roads Authority Moyo sub-office over the planned maintenance of Laropi Ferry in Moyo district. The engagement meeting came as a result of Uganda National Roads Authority writing letters to the district leaders of Moyo and Adjumani notifying them about their plan to do routine maintenance on the ferry connecting Moyo district to Adjumani and the rest of the region, which is slated to start on Monday 21st August and run up to 10th of September 2023, according to the letter, something that has raised the eyebrows of the community members in Moyo district. Mr. Gore Goffin, the resident district commissioner Moyo, who chaired the meeting, said the ferry is the only bridge the people of Moyo have on the Nile, and the people are not against the maintenance of the ferry, but feel the duration of 3 weeks is too much.
Plan to maintain our ferry, and you know very well that the ferry is our only bridge across the Nile, and it's our sort of bridge to Kampala. However, the ferry is a machine. The machine will require maintenance if there are challenges with it. And so this meeting here is not to stop the maintenance, but is also to raise the concern of the community in terms of the duration. The feeling of the community and even myself is that the 3 weeks is too long. It will have an effect on price rise. It is most likely that the businessmen may take advantage and change prices of goods and services within this period on claim that we are now using a local route, even those who have stock right now. So it is very, very important that we address this.
Mr. Boambale Tom, the road maintenance engineer, Uganda National Roads Authority Moyo sub-office, said as UNRA station they understand the plight of the people during the time the ferry will be down.
But as a station, we understand the plight of the people during the time when the ferry will be down. And for the alternative routes, the main alternative route we have will be Obongi, that means Moyo Bongi, then Adjumani. And for that one, we have already surveyed the route and we are working on the bottlenecks along. For example, we have so far installed the signposts, like we have narrow bridges, we already put signposts so that the drivers will be careful as they approach those points.
Mr. Drichi Henry Hannington, the ferry captain Laropi Ferry, said the maintenance of the ferry will involve all the 3 components and they had projected it to last for 2 weeks. However, they want to prepare the minds of their clients.
This time around, the maintenance we are going to do involves all the 3 components of this vessel. From the hull, the pontoon, the superstructure, and the propulsion units. That is why when the maintenance team assessed the whole work, it was projected to take an average of 3 weeks. But to be honest, this 3 weeks was given based on to prepare the minds of our society, the community, that I was in that. But in actual sense, this work will last for 2 weeks. Very soon. But it will be wrong for us to say we're going to work for 2 weeks. Then again, after 2 weeks, if the work is not complete, when people are already prepared, their mind will not be right. So we thought it wise to prepare our clients that we shall carry our work within 3 weeks.
Honorable Chandiga Caesar, the local council 3 chairperson Moyo Town Council, urged the officials from UNRA to update the meeting about the condition of the ferry.
How bad is the ferry? We have attempted to give some explanation that we are moving through God's grace. That is an indictment, first of all, on yourself and your office, meaning that you are being risking the life of our people when aware. You are in fact planning to commit suicide for our people. When you are aware the ferry, what does the policy say? We would have been happy if the ferry was in the condition you have said, because I'm aware you're using this as an excuse to make a case for us to accept that date you have stated. But indeed, if the ferry was bad, all of us are aware here. Even those ones who are motorcycle or bicycles or vehicle, when it is in a bad condition, you straightforward tell that person who is borrowing, this thing is in a bad condition, cannot take you to the destination you are planning to.
Mr. Leju Emmanuel, the chairperson Business Community Moyo, said this kind of meeting should have taken place earlier so that the businessmen could plan and import more goods before the routine maintenance.
This kind of meeting would have taken place before we make a decision on the time frame in servicing the ferry. And why I'm saying so is if it is on an agreed position, like already others have proposed 2 weeks, the information would have gone to the business community and other people. People would plan ahead of time, plan and bring goods in that period that the ferry will not be operating. We would have been prepared to avert certain situations like price changes. There are certain things you cannot plan, like somebody getting sick, you need to ferry, some emergencies you cannot plan, but you can plan certain things. So it is important. It may not be for now, but for future it is very important that some of these stakeholders are expected to plan together. Because the work you do, the work I do, the work you do and others forms as a unit. At the end of it, it succeeds in whatever we are doing. Even the government also gives services well because of our contributions.
Mr. Vuchiri Geoffrey, the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Moyo, said the absence of the ferry will increase government expenditure on the officials who travel. After a thorough engagement, the meeting resolved that the maintenance of the ferry should take 2 weeks instead of the proposed 3 weeks. UNRA office should coordinate with Obongi district so that the boat ambulance can be used in case there is need for an emergency. UNRA should work on the road from Obongi to Ajumani during the maintenance. UNRA should avail life jackets for the boat operators to use while taking people across the river, and UNRA should also engage in community sensitization through the media houses about the planned activities, among many other resolutions. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumu reporting from Moyo District.
And more in our stories. Christians living in the urban areas have been urged to take responsibility of protecting their environment by desisting from littering Gulu City with polythene bags and plastic bottles. This call was made by Pastor King Mwaka, who is also a senior pastor at the Revival Worship Center Church in Gulu City and always takes the time to preach about protecting the environment. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports.
Christians living in urban area are urged to take responsibility to protect their environment by desisting from littering Gulu City with polythene bags and plastic bottles.
But you, Elohim, even when you're walking on the street, you throw the things, the trash anyhow. And you say, gee, that is the work of city council authority. And you are irresponsible. Don't portray the spirit of excellence. Your environment should be better than where you're going.
Peter King Mwaka, who is also the senior pastor at Revival Worship Center in Gulu City, implore fellow pastors, clergy, catechists, and the priest to always use their time in church to preach about environmental protections.
our environment is key when it comes to our personal health. If you preserve the environment, you preserve your health. That means there are things that you'll not bother yourself to do. Like I look back at what people are doing today. You find people are throwing the trash anyhow, the cavera, the water bottles, and it's everywhere. It litters. Number one, that's the environment, and those things doesn't make the environment to remain the same.
Akui Miriam Ojok says most of the churchgoers nowadays value their spiritual leaders more than their political leaders and even their own parents. And when the spiritual leaders join the fights against environmental protections, Miriam believes that it will have a big impact on the environment.
If a spiritual leader say, don't litter the compound, it looks bad, it is great. We will even listen, and we will also put our rubbish in our bags as we move around. We look for where there's a bin and then you put it inside. That one making sure that you are responsible enough. So the sense of responsibility is what our spiritual leaders should be talking about and putting in our minds and putting into ourselves, so that we understand that it is our responsibility to take care of our environment, to take care of whatever is around us.
George Ovola says, just like they are taught in church that God dwells in a clean heart, Christians must translate that into their environment.
There is no religion which preach about being dirty. Even your heart must be clean. If your heart is clean, your mind must be sound. The body must be clean to make you a proper human being. Now, for you to move, it is a self-responsibility to make sure all of us keep our environment clean.
Michael Robanga, a public health inspector in Gulu City Council, calls upon Christians to take full responsibility of putting all the waste they generate every day in the right place.
We are responsible for the waste that we generate, each and every one. It is not because someone is selling you something, he is the one responsible. Or someone, it's just like when someone gives you food, then you leave the plate anywhere, then you are not appreciating. Let's appreciate what nature has given us, a good environment. Whatever you generate, take it to the right place. Now for those that are plastics, you can find where to keep them. The ones that can rot, you find where to take them. Now, if you can do that, then you're in position to handle all the waste.
According to Robanga, Gulu City generates over 137 tons of waste, and Gulu City Council is only able to ferry 50 tons of waste on a daily basis. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television, NILE CAST.
viewers, thanks for always watching Westnile TV and following the program of NILE CAST, and you are most welcome for the segment of sports news. Bringing it for you is Oracle Benson Pastore. In one of the stories we have got for you today, FIFA has postponed all the FIFA drum games that are supposed to be played this weekend. In one of the games that's supposed to take place on Sunday, where Westnile Province is supposed to host, that's Busoga Province at Parade Stadium, that side of Ajumani, that game has of course been called off. The reason as to why these games have been called off have not been revealed, but we are following the story. But that's not the only game to be played over this week. We had so many games that are supposed to be played. Away from that, at this time we are turning our angle to what is transpiring in national transfer, as we have seen former defender for Kasasiro Boys has already sealed his move to Ethiopian Giants Kofi FC. That's not the only player that has left Ugandan side to join Ethiopian Premier League side this summer transfer window. We have also seen Alionzi Nafian, whose contract expired with URA, joining another club in Ethiopian Premier League. Still talking about the transfer of Geoffrey Waswa. Geoffrey Waswa is of course a central defender, a versatile defender, because if you draft him to play from the right-hand side of the defense, he can do the job. You play him in the middle of the park, he can still do for you the job. You also shift him to the left-hand side of the defense, he will still do it brilliantly. Previously, he has been playing for a number of big clubs. We talk about Sports Club Villa. He also featured for Sports Club Vipers before moving to Kasasiro Boys. This move happened after the expiration of his contract with the Kasasiro Boys. Summarizing it with what is happening in the world of English Premier League, more especially breaking stories, starting with the saga of Mason Greenwood. Manchester United, they have drawn final decision about the future of Mason Greenwood. This is a player who was charged last year over the month of October because of sexual assaults, rapes, and early this year in the month of February, the charges against him were all dropped, and Manchester United has given green light about the future of Mason Greenwood, which means he has officially been released by the club. Also, in one of the breaking stories in English Premier League, Chelsea defender Hall has completed £35 million move from the club to Magpies, that's Newcastle. If you take a look at the number of defenders, more especially the left backs, there are so many. You talk about Ben Chilwell, Augusto is there. You also talk about Marco Correa, and he has been sent by the team of Chelsea to avoid the financial fair play rule and also to raise cash to finalize some of the transfer deals, because we only left with 10 days for the summer transfer window to shut down. To finalize with the story about Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola has undergone surgery because of back pain in Barcelona. That means he's going to miss the upcoming 2 games for the Citizens, whereby they will have a trip to Sheffield United before having a game up against Fulham, and after that we will see the international break. That means Pep Guardiola will be getting back for Manchester City after international break. He will not be continuing with his rehabilitation in Barcelona in Spain, but the rehabilitation will continue in England and at Etihad. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Sports News. Bringing it for you is Oracle Benson Pastore. Thanks for always keeping it locked to Westnile TV.
Thank you, Oracle Benson Pastore, for the sports news and the sports highlight. And with that, viewer, we have come to the end of the NILE Cast on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILE Cast to the end of the NILE Cast, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that follow. My name is Ukumringa Christine. Have a good day.